Good morning, good evening, good night. Welcome back to Lana's Little Things with me, Dr. Lana, specialist gerontologist. Talking all things on living agelessly, family caregiving, bridging generational gaps, entrepreneurship life, and just life itself. So, welcome back. I'm so excited to be back with you. We're going to be talking about safety safety because we've been through a lot of like older age processes, but then what actually happens in the home? Now, I have talked about fire safety before, but maybe not in detail in what you can actually do in the home. So here's a brand new episode for you, so dig in, and as usual, like, subscribe, tell a friend. Information is going to be as practical as I can make it. And if you have any questions, comments, suggestions on how we can do this, on what you would like to see differently, or a topic you'd like me to discuss, please let me know. I'm always open to suggestions. So, we're going to talk about home safety for older persons, naturally, and obviously family caregivers. So, with so many falls, fractures, admissions to hospital, frailty, the just the distress of having to retrofit and prepare things and change things when a disaster has already happened. Yes, we may have to deal with that, but prevention is always better than cure, yeah? So let's talk about things that we can do in the home, both indoor and outdoor, and also personal and as a family. Sounds like a lot, but it's not, trust me, I assure you. So we're going to deal with about 4 or 5 points per each, so it's not overwhelming. And you can see, look around your home, inside and outside, and you can see, do I need to make any changes? So let's go right into it. And um, as most builders will always tell you, chat with the fix the inside first, and the outside will deal with itself. You'll deal with that later because you need to be safe indoors unless you're sleeping outside and living in a tent. Maybe some people are, but I mean, in general. So indoors, what's the first thing that is recommended to have for older persons to have in their home? Light. It's the first thing we see in the Bible. God said, "Let there be light." Sun, moon, with everything. We got light. So lighting is important. And not just any old lighting, but lighting that is free of glare, so and lighting that is in strategic places. So let's think about a hallway. Your hallway may be dark. If you're an older person, you may be living alone, doing pretty well, or you may be a family caregiver who has to take care of an older person who is still mobile, getting up for themselves. They just need a little bit of family assistance. But getting up at night, as you know, sometimes you're like, where am I? Why is it so dark? What time is it? What's going on? Where's the last night of the bed? Imagine as an older person with maybe some cognitive impairment or just confusion from getting up in the night to go to the bathroom. Safety first, lighting. So have lights at the top of the stairs if you have more than one story in your home, lights at the bottom of the stairs. Some people have lights on the rail, on the stairway, stairway, which is also one of the important things. And just throughout the night, a night light. And a night light is just those little very inexpensive LED lights, or some they come with incandescent. You plug inside. You do it for children, but older persons need it as well. And you plug it at night, so when they wake up, they at least can get their bearings well. So lighting. What's another aspect of lighting? So we said the hallway. The same little light that you can use in the bedroom is the light you can use maybe along the corridor of the hallway, or just make sure that the overhead light is as bright as possible without glare. So that's like, if you look at anywhere else, they always stop. First thing specialists speak about is lighting. So lighting is like our first go-to. What's the second thing that you can do indoors? And this is like a pet peeve of mine. I think you hear me say this all the time. Rugs, rugs, carpets, rug. Maybe not full floor carpet, full house carpet, but rugs. The rug, and I know it can be a family heirloom, and I know it's precious. It maybe have been given to your carer and to you for ages and ages, and you don't want to get rid of it. You can put it as a tapestry on the wall, or some persons affix it to the ground, to the floor. But rugs in general, consider every single rug as a flying carpet. So, and what does that lead to? Falls. And if you're frail, falls, fractures, hospitalization, you know the works. We don't, prevention is better than cure. That's what we're trying to do here. So, no rugs. Please get rid of the rugs. And if you have to make alternate arrangements for what you're going to do with this precious thing, you may not want to just roll it up and disappear. And you don't want to change your life so much that you feel as though you're, in a sterile environment. You still want to be home. But adjustments have to be made. What's and that's like, okay, that so we've dealt with the bedroom, we've dealt with the corridor in general, we've dealt with the stairs, but the just getting back to the bedroom a little bit, where 70% of falls happen, and sorry, the bathroom, where 70% of falls happen. Let's go to the bathroom. And there are a few things you can do in the bathroom. Non-skid floors that may not be available for everyone. So there are these little non-skid, cute little rubber suction cups that can be put on, or you can fix an entire non-skid suction in the bathroom. Bear in mind that it may have its own maintenance, so you don't want it to be a slip hazard as well. A grab bar is essential. Grab bar either by the toilet so that your older one can hold on to it, or a grab bar in the bathroom, for sure in the bathroom. Also consider a chair for the person to sit on, especially if they get tired. So if they have to, even if you shower yourself or you have to be bathed, a chair helps a whole lot. And having something safe that you know that is reliable, that's properly installed, hold on to that. Toilets can be raised as well, so that persons, especially with limited mobility, can sit more easily and use a toilet. So we did the bathroom. So again, non-slip, grab bars, toilet, lighting as well. So we're getting back to lighting. No matter which room, lighting is important. So that's why I thought I'd do it overall. What's the next rooms? So we're doing it room by room now. The bedroom. The bedroom, lighting again, rugs again. But also, what about clutter? Clutter in the bedroom. You know, especially in the Caribbean, we like to hang things up everywhere. Clothes, the clothes you wore the previous day. There just seems to be a thing with a generation that just places the clothes. I don't know if it's for safety or just to see, that you have your clothes, or to know that you have access to them. But believe in me, wherever house you're going to, you're going to find an older person with what we call clutter, and they thinking, no, these are my clothes, this is my stuff. Clutter leads to, you may try to hold on to something that's not onto anything. A coat is onto a chair, which is onto a rug. Recipe for falls. So remove all clutter. Again, don't just remove it. Have a discussion and say, well, mom, dad, this is really not safe. It's recommended all over. You need to just, maybe you can just hang it up. We can find a space for it. We can still have access to it, but we can't have the chair in the middle of the way when you get up at night. Can't just have the things hanging around because you're going to slip on them. They may fall in the night and you slip and fall. And then what? And then what? So bedroom safety is so key. because obviously that's where we spend most of our time, especially if you're confined to bed. That's where you're going to be spending your like only time. What about the kitchen? Is there anything else you want to say about the bedroom? Hmm. I have my own little, my own list here. So height, light, emergency, yeah. Okay. So indoors as well. What about the next room? The kitchen. Now, salt's happening in the kitchen too if the floor is slippery. So you, again, reinstalling your entire kitchen floor might not be practical. So what can you do? Well, if you're walking around in the house, wear rubber boots, rubber not boots, rubber bottom shoes, safety shoes. Check with any of your local physio place or supply place and get the appropriate shoes so that when you're in the kitchen, especially if you are able to cook for yourself and do your own thing and still have your activities of daily living and as independent as possible, then wear comfort shoes, not just comfort shoes, but non-skid shoes. Skidding, falling, fractures. It's not like a repeating cycle, yes, but fall, fractures, frailty. Let's just consider it can happen to any of us, but as you get older, the risk is increased. Please, please, please. Also, smoke detectors, carbon monoxide detectors, especially for those of you who are indoors and for those of you in wintertime, I'm in the Caribbean, so windows open all the time. But sometimes they're not. And especially if you're in a wintry country, temperate country, you can't have your windows open. That's impractical. So, but carbon monoxide can build up and can cause dangerous levels, you know, to life and limb, life. Really. So, have a smoke detector, carbon monoxide detector. Many recommend different rooms. Some say kitchen, some say not. I still think kitchen is a good place because where does the smoke start? But you can also have it in the hallway, and you may also have it in the bedroom so that you can be alerted if something happens. And I find it so helpful and it saves lives. So, a smoke detector in the kitchen, slip non skid wear, footwear. What else can you have? A fire extinguisher going on from the same thing. Know how to use it. Now, these not the big bulky ones that firefighters are using. These are home friendly fire extinguishers. Just make sure they're valid. Make sure you know how to use them. Make sure other members of the family know how to use them, and just uh, maybe have a drill every now and then. But fire drill is a separate thing. So we're just talking about general safety per room. What else in the kitchen? Non-slip shoes, non-slip footwear, smoke detectors. Mm, kitchen's not too bad. But one other thing I wanted to point out. Um, See this pot holder here? One of my favorites. But these, when you have arthritic pains and so on, it can easily slip off of a handle, or your fingers might lose the grip, or they may get older and get less of a grip. So what's recommended some many times is a silicone grip, which can bend easily clean and really does hold, and you feel safer. I've tried it. I'm like, wow, okay, and it's easy to clean. So you hold, your grip is good. There's no fear that it's gonna lose its surface. So this would be recommended as to hold pot holders in the kitchen, and they're very inexpensive. So that's another one you can use in the kitchen. And finally, living room. You do that with all rooms? Oh yeah, living room. Especially if you're sharing in family, and which is lovely because it's generation gaps building. Love that. But if you have younger children, and even so, if you have more than one adult in the house, or even you're there on your own, be mindful of where you hang your clothes, of the bottom of the stairway if you have more than one floor, or just the entrance. Remove all clutter. A ball that is left by a child is left by anyone who is doing exercise or anything. You'll be amazed the things that people slip on the floor. So just do a scan in the living room, especially, can and high traffic areas, hallways, living room. You usually, again, remove all rugs in the living room and any unstable furniture and furniture that's easy to get out of. If you can't buy new furniture, everybody can't get a retrofit cushion and just make it comfortable. Easy up, easy off. And make sure that the space, if a person has to use a walker or wheelchair, that they're able to do so as well. Clutter, clutter is clutter is chaos. Chaos leads to falls. Again, start record. What about personal wear? We spoke a little bit about that, but in terms of dress, easy snap on, easy shoulder snap, easy snap in the back. For those of you who might have difficulty with the joint or mobility, that's good footwear. We spoke about dress wear. We spoke about footwear, and we really want you to think of all these little things. I can't mention all in this. You can do your own research, but generally speaking, there are things that we can do to prevent. Prevention is better than cure every single time. And remember, we're not just doing this in a vacuum, we're doing this as a family. So it's not just this is what we're saying, this is what we're doing, this is what's happening. Have a family discussion, bring everybody together, say mom, dad, brother, sister, here we go. We're trying to keep you safe. Here are some suggestions. I know it might be challenging, but let's just do it. Let's just safety for one is safety for all. Yeah. And as we will all get older, God willing. And these little things will come in handy all the time. So we're paying it forward. We're paying it forward. And the younger persons will recognize that these are little things that they can do as well to keep them safe. So I hope this was helpful. Indoor, outdoor, make sure that you have your lighting, make sure you're free of clutter, make sure that the windows are like brush is safe. Um, because we're on outdoors now. Be sure that the handrails are safe. Ramps, if you have to use any, are safe. So, indoor, outdoor, personal, and family safety is key in the home. Your home is your haven, your home is your place of rest and respite. So, speaking of respite, let's have a cuppa. Hope this was helpful. Share with a friend. Let me know in your comments. What have you tried that has worked? And remember to join me on www.lannislittlethings.com for more information, for a free Zoom 15-minute. If you're overwhelmed, family physicians, family caregivers, I offer free Zoom 15-minute coaching. By all means, just DM me or, well, is it called DM? Just give me a connection. Give me a buzz. I'm available. Here we go. Wishing you a great, safe home, safe life, happy life. From my heart to yours, Dr. Anna saying bye. Mwah.